Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's maths lesson, we're looking at fractions again, but this time we're looking at ordering and comparing them. Our goal for today's lesson is to be able to compare and order different fractions using a fraction wall. We've learned a lot about fractions already over the last week and a bit. We know what fractions are, we know how to read them, and yesterday we learned how to use a fraction wall. So today we're going to put all those bits of information together to do a bit of comparing and ordering. When we're comparing different numbers to one another, we use these three symbols to do that. Can you remember what these three symbols mean? Pause the video and write down what each of them means. Well, we have the three different signs here. The first symbol means less than. That means that the number on the left-hand side of this symbol is smaller than the number on the right-hand side of the symbol. Our middle symbol means equal to. You've seen this lots of times before, but what it really means is the number on the left-hand side is equal in value to the number on the right-hand side. And finally, our last symbol means more than. This means that the number on the left-hand side is bigger than the number on the right-hand side. Now, sometimes people get a little bit confused between the less than and more than signs, so a good way of remembering is that the crocodile always eats the bigger number. And what we mean by this is, if you look at the greater than and less than signs, you'll see that they kind of look like a crocodile's mouth open. The open, wide crocodile mouth side of the sign always is beside the bigger of the two numbers. Like in this one, 67 and 76. Well, 76 is the bigger number, so the big open crocodile mouth will be facing that way. That'll be handy to remember during today's lesson, because we're going to be doing a lot of comparing. Okay, let's go take a look at a few fraction walls and see if we can compare different fractions using it. Here's our first fraction wall of the day. And then the bottom, we have a little problem to solve. 1/2 is equal to 2 somethings, but the denominator is missing. Can you pause the video and figure out, using the fraction wall, what the missing denominator is? Well, our missing denominator for this one is actually 2 quarters. When we look at the fraction wall, we can see that 1/2 is equal to 2 quarters. Okay, that was a pretty easy one to get you started. You already know how to do equal to because we did loads of them yesterday. Let's try a different comparing sign and see how you get on. How about this one? 1/2 is greater than 1 what? What denominator would make this statement true? Remember, the crocodile eats the bigger number, so we're looking for fractions that are smaller than 1/2. Pause the video and see if you can find any. Well, did you get them? The one that I found first was 1/4. We can see from the fraction wall that 1/4 is definitely smaller than 1/2. But there's actually another answer as well. Did you find the second answer that also is true for this statement? 1/2 is also greater than 1/8. You can check this on the fraction wall again. So there were 2 correct answers for that one. Can you put the correct sign between these fractions? Use a fraction wall to help you if you need. And also remember, the crocodile eats the bigger number, so the open side of the sign should be beside the bigger fraction. Pause the video and give these 3 a try. How did you get on? Here are the answers that you should have got. 5/8 is greater than 1/4. 1/2 is equal to 4/8. and 2/8 is smaller than 1/2. Did you get all three correct? Let's take a look at a different fraction wall and see if we can compare some fractions on there. So this time we've got halves, fifths, and tenths on our fraction wall. And here's a little reminder of the signs more than, equal to, and less than. Our first question is 1/2 is greater than something tenths. Can you pause the video and see if you can find any fractions that 1/2 is greater than in the tenths column? Pause the video and give it a try. Well, how did you get on with that one? There were actually 4 correct answers for that question. 1/2 is greater than 1/10. 1/2 is greater than 2/10. 1/2 is greater than 3/10. And 1/2 is greater than 4/10. All of those are correct. Try this one next. 1/5 is greater than 1 something. Can you pause the video and see if you can figure out what the missing denominator is? Remember, the statement still has to be true, so you're looking for something that is smaller than 1/5. Pause the video and give it a try. Well, did you get it correct? The answer was 1/5 is greater than 1/10. We can see on the fraction wall that that's true. 1/5 is greater than 1/10. Try another one of them. How about this one? 1/10 is smaller than 1 something. And I'll give you a clue, there's actually 2 correct answers to this one. Can you pause the video and see if you can find the missing denominators? Well, how did you get on? I told you that there were 2 answers to this one. 1/10 is smaller than or less than 1/5, and 1/10 is smaller than or less than 1/2. Did you get both of them? If you did, good job, you are getting the hang of these. Let's see if you can figure out which correct sign goes between these fractions on the fraction wall we were working with. Pause the video and carefully read the fraction sets below. Then try figure out what sign goes between the 2 fractions to make it true. Greater than, less than, or equal to. Pause the video and give it a try. Well, how did you get on? Here are the answers that you should have got. 1/2 is smaller than, or less than, 3/5. 6/10 is greater than 2/5, and 5/10 is equal to 1/2. Hopefully you're getting the hang of comparing different fractions together by now. Let's try something slightly different. We're going to try and order fractions from smallest to largest now. This is very similar to what we were doing before, so I think you'll be pretty good at this. Take a look at the fractions down below. Using the fraction wall, can you put these fractions in order from smallest to largest? Pause the video and give it a try. Well, how did you get on with that one? This is the correct order of the fractions. 1/4 is smallest, 1/2 is next, and 5/8 is the biggest fraction out of all of them. Did you get that? Let's try another one. Here's a new fraction wall, and here's 3 new fractions. Can you put these in order from smallest to largest? Pause the video and give it a try. Did you get those ones? So our order was 1/2, then 6/10, and finally 4/5. And if you look at the fraction wall, we can see that that is absolutely correct. Here's a new fraction wall. We've got halves, thirds, sixths, and ninths. And this time, to make it a little bit more challenging, I'm going to give you 4 fractions. Same thing, I want you to put them in order from the smallest to the largest sized fraction. Pause the video and give it a try. Well, how did that one go? It was a little bit more difficult than before. Here's the order you should have got. 1/3, 1/2, 4/6, and 7/9. One last question on these ordering fractions. Give this one here a try. Take your time and be careful. Make sure you're correctly using the fraction wall to check your fraction sizes. When you're ready, put them in order from smallest to biggest. Well, how did it go? This is the last set of answers. 2/9, 3/6, 2/3, and 8/9. Hopefully, you got them all correct. So our walls for today's lesson was to compare and order fractions using a fraction wall. When you're ready, you can try the practice activities down below. Make sure you use a fraction wall to help you with those ordering and comparing questions. That's all we have time for today. Until next time, take care.